What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Let's Not, and welcome back to Pokemon Home. Alrighty, guys, so we're jumping back into Pokemon Home. I know it's been a little while since we talked about or messed around with Pokemon Home. I think the last video was that one video where we were kind of just messing around trolling the GTS a little bit. But anyway, I wanted to jump in. I want to spend a little bit more time and talk about how to kind of protect yourself from fake Pokemon on the GTS, right? So this idea actually came from a viewer that left a comment on my original hacked and faked Pokemon video that I put out forever ago. And they said, hey, when trading on the GTS, you can't really see a lot of information. How can you help protect yourself from fake Pokemon? So I'm like, sweet, let's do it. Let's talk about it. Because even though I kind of briefly talked about it when we were in the GTS video, I didn't really break down exactly the things I look for when trying to protect myself from getting more hacked and faked Pokemon on the GTS. So I thought this would be a perfect chance to do that. So without further ado, let's jump into the GTS and let's talk about how to avoid fake and hacked Pokemon. Alrighty, guys, so here we are on the GTS. We've got my lovely Genesect from Pokemon Go there, but let's go ahead and jump into the GTS and let's talk about how I personally kind of avoid hacked Pokemon and kind of the tips and tricks that I've come up with. So we're gonna, just as you expect, we're gonna jump right into the GTS here, and we are going to just go ahead and search for some Pokemon. And the first Pokemon we're gonna search for is gonna be Regieleki, just because Regieleki is and a lot of people don't understand this. Regieleki is so incredibly rare to get shiny that pretty much every single shiny Regieleki that I've ever seen on the GTS is going to be fake. So so let's jump in. Let's take a look and see what we can find. And of course, we're going to include all of this good stuff because yeah, let's take a look. Alrighty, so just jumping right in, let's take a look at what we can find. So I'm actually going to start off with this one here, this Chinese Regieleki here. So already I see a ton of red flags. So the very first red flag that I want to talk about when searching for Pokemon on the GTS, especially extremely rare, like shiny legendary Pokemon, is because the vast majority of them are going to be fake. Not all of them, right? Because like we saw in the video before, like we had a real shiny Rayquaza, for example. So not all of them will be fake, but you got to remember probably 95% of shiny legendary Pokemon on the GTS that are going to be available for trading probably are fake. So let's just get that out of the way. All right, so the very first thing that I see when I'm taking a look at this particular Regieleki is going to be, and this will go for any Pokemon on the GTS, this is going to be the very first red flag. If the region the trainer is in a different region than the Pokemon has come from, that is going to be a huge red flag, right? So I've got Jess here, an English trainer trading a Chinese shiny Regieleki. Already, that's a red flag. Already, I would not make this trade because I can immediately assume that, okay, this Regieleki is going to be fake. Second thing that I've noticed here is it's caught in a Beast Ball. Incredibly unlikely. It's super incredibly difficult to catch a Regieleki in a Beast Ball, so that's already going to be a red flag. And then this one's basically about as bad as it can be. The next red flag we're going to talk about, level 100, right? So you might be thinking, why does level 100 matter? Well, if I'm a hacker, it's just one button to very quickly make something level 100. Now, and I know you might be thinking, well, legendary Pokemon are pretty valuable. They're pretty rare. So it makes sense to be level 100. Yes, but it also doesn't make sense that you trade it. So common sense goes both ways, right? So if I'm just going to trade away this Regieleki, I'm not going to bother training it to level 100, right? Especially if all I'm looking for is a Furfrou, right? I still love that Furfrou Pharaoh trims are still a thing ever since we made that video. Like that makes me so happy. And then of course the nature that we have here is the next red flag, right? Because it's modest. So yes, I know someone in the comments is going to say, well, you could just use Synchronize, but the vast majority of people don't actually do that. Even like dedicated shiny hunters don't remember to do that all of the time, like myself included. Like I just don't care enough to synchronize natures. So we've got perfect nature. We've got separate region than the Pokemon came from. And we've got a level 100 Pokemon. Like that is just a ton of red flags in addition to being in the Beast Ball. So this is 100% definitely a fake Regieleki, right? So let's go ahead and we'll take a look at a couple more. So again, another example here, another English trainer trading away a Chinese Regieleki caught in a fastball. Again, a very difficult ball. It's a very rare ball, right? An apricot ball. Perfect nature and timid, right? So you either want a Regieleki to be timid or modest, right? Either one of those I'd consider a perfect nature. And then again, level 100. So all of both of those look incredibly fake right off the bat. And just kind of scrolling through here, in this case, we've got a Japanese trainer training an English one. Again, red flag. And we'll see if we, really any of these jump out as not being a red flag here, right? So again, Transistor, Adamant, Nature Regieleki. So you can run an Adamant Regieleki. but level 100 Beast Ball, and it's going Spanish, Japanese. Okay, so all of these are immediately fake. But again, those are going to be the main things that I look for in any single one of these Pokemon. So now let's take a look at this shiny Regieleki, because immediately not as many red flags, right? Level 70, cool. Caught in a Master Ball, makes sense, right? It's a hard Pokemon to catch. Transistor Quiet. So this one does look more real, but again, the most important flag that I'm going to point out is still Japanese trainer trading away an English Regieleki. That is just a huge, huge flag, guys, because you know immediately this trainer did not catch this Regieleki. So what happens a lot of the times is someone will trade for a shiny Regieleki. They'll take a look at it. After they trade it, they'll find out it was fake, and they'll throw it right back in the GTS to try and scam somebody else. It's just the circle of scam, right? So Asuka here is probably not the core scammer in this, but they're probably a victim of the scam, and they don't want to be the victim, so they're going to let somebody else get scammed in the process. So just be aware of that, guys. And again, pretty much every single, like I said, I've never found a real Regieleki shiny on the GTS. So just be aware that all of these are super fake, and those are the things I look for. Now let's take a step back and let's look for something like Rayquaza, something like we did in our other video, right? Because there are some real Rayquazas out there. And the things that I like to see, the things that I like to look for if I'm trying to look for something like a real shiny legendary. And the very first thing that I want to see, and we'll stop on, just this one here, this one, that's not shiny, but the very first thing that I love to see is going to be something coming from Pokemon Go. Just as a big FYI, hackers, although they can make a Pokemon look like him for Pokemon Go, it's very rare they bother going through that trouble. And it's because it's just more of a pain in the butt for them, right? And hackers typically are pretty lazy. I mean, that's why they're hacking Pokemon in the first place, right? So they're not usually going to go through the extra trouble to make something look like it came from Pokemon Go. And that means that typically, if you're finding a shiny Pokemon, legendary or not legendary, either way, and it's coming from Pokemon Go, you're already off in a little bit of a better place than you were otherwise, right? So here we see a Japanese trainer trading a Japanese Pokemon. Great. Level 20, that checks out with Pokemon Go. You want to see for legendary Pokemon, either level 20, or is it 20 or 25, 15, 20, 25, 15, 20 or 25, like those levels. I'm pretty sure those are going to be the three, because like if you catch from like a research, you'll be level 15. So any of those three levels is what you want to see. Random nature, like Sassy is by no means Rayquaza's best nature, so that's great. Caught in a Premier Ball, that's perfect. It means it came from a raid, right? So all of this obviously looks super real. This is a real Rayquaza, and Pokemon Go makes it so much easier to do that check. So that's definitely a real Rayquaza, but let's try and find ourselves a shiny Rayquaza in this list, right? So here, French trainer trading an English Rayquaza, already a red flag, right? I'm already out here. Impish nature, fine, but it's also caught in a Moon Ball, which again, so this is going to be a fake Rayquaza. I'm not going to trade for that. And we'll keep looking. We'll see if there's any that are actually from Pokemon Go. Again, we'll just skip that one. Again, we're not seeing any from Pokemon Go, but we'll take a look at this level 100 one. Japanese trainer changing to Japanese Rayquaza. Great sign. Level 100, not a great sign, right? Because why are you trading it away? Perfect nature, not a great sign. And another thing to point out, so you can check when something's been nature minted or if it's naturally the right nature. It'll actually show that in Pokemon Go. Let me show you guys what I mean. So this one's probably fake. But let's see if any of these have been nature minted. If not, we'll jump back over to Regieleki for a second so I can show you guys what that looks like. All right, so I'm going to keep scrolling here for a bit, see if anything else jumps out to me. Okay, so let's jump back here for a moment. And we're actually going to jump back into Regieleki, because I want to show you guys really quickly, too, what it will look like when a Pokemon's been nature minted. Just so you guys know, there is a difference between that, and it does showcase that in Pokemon in the Pokemon GTS. So let's see if any of these guys have been nature minted. Okay, here we go. So for example, we've got this one here, which is pretty funny because it's definitely super fake still. But you can now see that it's been changed from jolly to timid with a mint. But again, still super fake. We still have a Japanese trainer training away an English one, level 100. And its initial nature was jolly, so the hacker who originally made it probably wanted to be one of those weird niche case physical Regielekis, which, I mean, they exist. They work. They're fine, but not really run too much of it at a competitive level. So yeah, so that's what it'll look like when it has been minted. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to try and trade for one of these really quickly. So we're going to find a Pokemon that we think looks real, trade for it, and we're going to break it down what to do after you trade for a Pokemon. So we'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, we are back. So we actually unfortunately lost a tiny bit of footage there, but we went ahead and traded a Furfrou for this Regieleki here. So this one met a lot less red flags, right? So basically the only red flag that this Regieleki met was that it was level 100, right? But again, just to point out, I'm still, again, 99% sure it's going to be fake, just because any Regieleki that comes from the Pokemon GTS is going to be fake. So traded a Pharaoh. We still had some more Pharaoh form Furfrous left over from our last video. But anyway, so we traded for this guy here. So this case, it was a Chinese trader trading a Chinese shiny Regieleki. We see that it isn't a quick ball, which makes sense. A quick ball is not a super rare ball, and a lot of trainers are just going to throw a quick ball right off the bat. But yeah, so let's jump in. Let's take a look at this guy, and let's see if we can quickly identify whether or not it's real or fake. So again, less red flags on this one. Level 100 again is definitely a red flag. But let's take a look. So first thing we want to do is take a look at its stats, right? So first thing we'll see is EVs. Now this makes me a little uncomfortable already. I'd say more of a yellow flag because it has 2 perfect EVs, right? In speed and special attack. Now, this one was also nature minted, by the way. So it says rash, but it's been nature minted to timid, as we can see here, right? But just taking a look at this, again, couple red flags right out of the gate. The very first thing is that it's been trained exactly, right? So it has perfect 252 speed and special attack. Again, if you train it with Pokemon jobs, for example, you're going to get a result like this if you don't like do those 4 leftover EVs somewhere else. So that's fine. But again, this is one of those things where, okay, but why didn't they just finish out the overlapping EVs? So again, keep that in mind. It should be blue, right? If they've maxed out the EVs. So not ideal. And then next thing is the IVs here. And this is where it starts to get a little sketchier for me, right? Another yellow flag, I'd say. So it doesn't have 6 IVs, meaning I can't just immediately say, okay, this Regieleki is fake, right? This one's a little bit, they made this one a little bit harder to tell. So it's got 4 perfect IVs, which again, that's going to be another yellow flag because you're only supposed to get 3. So having a 4th one is pretty incredibly lucky. Now where it gets, and having that line up with a shiny chance. Now where it gets too lucky, I guess where the hacker made a mistake, is they made the one that wasn't perfect attack, right? So not only does it have 4 perfect IVs, but you were so lucky in that one of those perfect IVs also didn't happen to be attack, which is its worst stat, right, for this build. Meaning that, oh, you got so lucky because now you're less likely to hit by a foul play or something. So yeah, so I can already tell you guys this one's hacked, but the hacker did a better job than normal, right? A couple other things that definitely point out that this is hacked to me. If we scroll down here to the bottom, it's got 4 ribbons. I will say this person, maybe they watched my hacked Pokemon video because they did take away the master rank ribbon, which is good, right? So that's 1 less ribbon. But again, the hacker definitely should have removed all of these ribbons because now the question is this, right? Let's say this is a real Regieleki. It's got 4 perfect IVs, and I was so lucky in that the attack IV also wasn't one of those perfect ones, right? Amazing luck. Happened to line up with my shiny. And now I love this Pokemon so much that I made it a Tower Master. I love it so much that I made it the Galar Champion. I love it so much that it's got best friends and effort ribbons. I love this Pokemon so much that I'm just going to go trade it over the GTS for nothing. So common sense goes both ways, guys. Common sense goes both ways. So yeah, so I could definitely tell you that it's fake. It's just, you got to ask the question, if something's too good to be true, is it? And in this case, it is, right? And now just looking at it, at its moves, like nothing there. We can't actually see the PPs if it's been like PP maxed in Pokemon Home. So we could take it to Pokemon Sword or Shield to justify that there. But again, just looking at this here, I can already tell you that it is fake. But let's say I'm still uncertain. So I could take it to Pokemon Home. I could look at its memories, right? Since it is a Pokemon that came from Pokemon Sword and Shield, I could do a memory check on it, see if it's got foggy memories to confirm whether or not it's hacked. But there's one other thing that I could do as well. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take a look and we're going to check the OT. So the Pokemon Sword and Shield, which I guess is now the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl official Discord for the Reddit, actually does keep a list of scammers and hackers. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump screens here real quick and we will be right back. Alrighty, so now we are here on the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, basically the official Reddit Discord, if you will, for Pokemon, right? So this is honestly a great Discord. I mentioned it actually in the very first hacked Pokemon video that I made forever ago. I worked with the hack team to double check that video before it went out, and basically these guys signed off on it as well. So these guys are great at checking hacked Pokemon, and they agree with pretty much all of my points. It's a great Discord community. It has some awesome trading tools as well. So if you guys are looking to just join a Pokemon Pokemon Discord. Not a bad Pokemon Discord to join. So I'll include a link to it in the comments. But anyway, the reason that we're here is to take a look at their blacklist. So one really cool thing that these guys have, and these things guys maintain, is they maintain basically a list to where you can report hackers, or you can ask if a Pokemon's hacked, and they'll help you find out if it's hacked before you trade, right? They have a full middleman system if you want to trade really rare, valuable Pokemon with other players. And one of the things that comes along with that too, like I said, is this basically this Excel file that they keep to take a look of anybody who's been proven to hack or have been trading fake Pokemon, etc. And they keep track of the OTs and IDs of those Pokemon. So if we open those up, we can basically take a look at this giant Discord. So in the case of my trade, the OT for the guy was Yakult. So what I could do is I could go ahead and search that, just Control F and search Yakult. So again, in this particular case, this guy is not necessarily a hacker. I mean, at least he has not come up in this Discord before. But just in general, this is a great resource. It just means that none of his Pokemon have been caught as hacked before. So if I really wanted to, I could go and I could report this Pokemon to this scam Discord, and they would add him to this list, right? Let's say, like, for example, if I took this Regieleki, I did that one extra bit of work and went and did the memory check, for example, and found out without, you know, any reasonable doubt this Pokemon is fake, I could go ahead and report him and he'd be added to this list. Now, there's you know, a bunch of hackers in here too. Like, so for example, just some other guys I've talked about in my videos before, Blaine's, for example, right? I mean, if we spell it right. So there you go, Blaine's, Blainette, all of those fake Pokemon that basically the giveaways, those are going to be in here as well. All of the gen Pokemon from those. I know we talked about those in the video before. I think another one that we've talked about before is Mitsuki, I want to say. Was it Mitsuki? Yeah, there you go. Mitsuki TV. So those are other Pokemon that have come up before. Any of those link names, Pokegen, those guys are all in here. So again, if you ever get traded Pokemon and you're just not sure if the thing is real or fake, and you've gone through all of the steps I talk about in the other videos, take a look at this list and maybe they'll be in there to again, just to help you guys out a little bit, to make sure that you can tell if your Pokemon's fake. Now, just keep in mind too, just because someone's name's in here doesn't mean that every Pokemon they make is fake, but it means that they have been known to make fake Pokemon. So I would tend to avoid those Pokemon if they're from a trainer that is in this list. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it. Those are going to be all of the steps that I personally take when I'm looking for fake Pokemon. So guys, remember, I guess the main 4 things you can kind of remember is, did it come from a trainer in the same region that's trading it, right? A Japanese trader trading a Japanese Pokemon. Second thing, what kind of ball is it caught in? Third thing, what kind of level is it caught? What kind of level was it caught in, right? Does that level even make sense, right? Might be worth checking. And fourth thing is, does it have a perfect nature that has not been nature minted? So as long as you're checking those 4 things, you can usually protect yourself from about 90% of the hacked Pokemon. And then really that last 10% are going to be the ones that are either real or very, very well hacked. So hopefully this helps you guys in protecting yourselves, and hopefully you don't trade away your really good Pokemon for some fake Pokemon on the GTS. And yeah, guys, if you guys want to see more content like this, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys want to see. Again, this video came out because of a comment, so let me know what things you guys would like me to tackle next. And of course, if you guys want to see more of my content, definitely hit that subscribe button. Alrighty, guys, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys next time.